Can you see that? Happy New Year, 1959. Okay. Although it is 2008, I had a New Year's party in this house, and I wanted it to look like this record album that you can see here. This record album is entitled The Wildest Music, The Wildest Party Ever Filmed. Very dull film, but look at that. A woman in a black bra and confetti. I felt it was important because of my love of party favors to have a party, a big blowout. And 4 years ago I did. And 4 years later it is virtually unchanged from what it was that night. I've added a little bit to it. It's a party. Well, it was. And you can see just what has happened to the room. This is the 50s living room. Really, it is. You can see aspects of the room as it was. There's a 50s lamp with, a bra over it. Not quite a naughty bra because it's white. But you can see a chair there. You can see a vintage Philco television there, which I can't access at all. Just look at the floor. This is much what it looked like that night after the party. Balloons, I added a little bit, like some of these vintage books. Again, this was all supposed to take place in 1958, turning into 1959. So there are period liquor bottles, period ashtrays filled with nasty things that the guests left over, cigarettes and snacks in the same tray, which kind of amuses me. So there's quite a few visual puns in this room. Wow, that used to be, well, it still is, it's an amoeba-shaped coffee table covered with New Year's stuff. A Name Your Poison ice bucket, and all kinds of glassware, such. Lots of this stuff hanging all over. I add balloons every now and then. This is a couch. Lovely turquoise 50s couch with a matching chair. That is a big-ass party horn. That is a big-ass party horn. There are several big-ass items in the room that I guess I could point out that was just atmosphere for that night 4 years ago. That's a giant plastic champagne bottle. There's another one back there that you can't see at all. Well, there's another big party horn with polka dots and fringe. So big was important. There's a big cigarette. Lots of party hats. I love party favors. Poseidon Adventure, I think, got me into that. What with the New Year's party turned chaos? Well, it's kind of like that's what's happened in here. Vintage party hats and aspects of the room. But the clock recently died, and I put a new battery in it. Irony, it's still midnight. The second hand goes around, but it's always just a little bit close to midnight. So I don't mind that, but I can't tell time in this house. Sometimes it's hard to live here. Sometimes. Here is, again, some of the detritus. Because really it's almost as if these people were having a huge party at midnight and then fled. For whatever reason, they just took off. Or when the party was done, when they deigned it was over, they split. Again, ephemera, cigarettes, a little girly doll in a champagne glass, gotta have that. Lots of ashtrays, lots of cigarettes. Oh boy, vintage cigarettes are fun. Look at those. Cigarettes are just funny, funny, funny. And they're everywhere. Everywhere in this. I wouldn't say squalid. Because you know what? I don't have to tidy when people come over. Not in the least. Not in the least. And here's sort of a makeshift bar that's on a tension rod. Sort of as if the guests just helped themselves and did whatever they wanted in this poor person's house. The guests I actually had here were not that bad. Here is a buffet table, another one with debris, cheese and crackers, shrimp chips. I think those are actual, but I don't get bugs, honest. A bar area set up. The floor again, and whoopsie, looks like someone spilled the punch. Looks like someone spilled the punch. And the floor, that's what we're looking at. There's a bedpan. And going up here, we see another bar top. Vintage napkins that says "suck 'em up," and a lot of that's an ashtray. The smoke comes out of her. It's bad because as some of you may know, a lot of the ethnic art from the 1950s was not in the best taste. But again, that's how my house is decorated, and that's how it was the night we trashed it. Now for something completely different. When Susan and I cleaned my kitchen, all of these roaches came out of it. They were on the floor, taking up a lot of space. And these are great. I love these. These are foam latex. They're commercial, but I've hand-painted some aspects of them to make them look a little more disgustingly realistic. And these are just adorable. I have 30 of them, and they weren't cheap, but now they've stopped making them, so I'm glad I got them when you did. It's kind of like with antiques. Buy them when you see them. So, wow, look at that. Look at all that that clear space. Those are cupboards that I probably can't get into anymore. And more of the party mess. And again, I live in this. I really do. It's not like I can actively live in it, but it's just a big decoration. It's a big set. And again, a lot of visual puns. There's another little lady in a champagne glass in her negligee. Tiki stuff. Everything that you would find. Ooh, another bra. Everything that you would find at a New Year's party in the 50s. And it's a damn dump. It's a damn dump.